Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to episode 608 of the Drunk Dashers podcast. I'm Rose, as always. I'm Tyler. And join me, we have the man, the myth, the legend himself, Colonel. Touch me while you play Grand Theft Auto with your boys. Gables, what's up, buddy?
What? I don't know about you, Tyler, but I'm feeling 42. Anyway. Oh man, I'm doing all right. I'm just hanging in there from like a long work week. I mean, because of family stuff like a couple of nights ago and stuff, I hardly got any sleep. No. But other than that though, it's like work's been consistent. Gaming stuff, I've done a little bit of gameplay stuff this week though, but I it's just one of those weeks where I've just been kind of exhausted here and there. But I have played a little bit of stuff on PC. But other than that, though, I've just been piecing together what initial purchases I could be doing for over the next month and stuff. Because I've already went through and do a couple other things like financially as well. But as far as gaming goes, yeah, I got some decisions to make. But how have you been doing?
I'm doing all right. A little tired, a little tired. I was hanging out with some buddies earlier today. That's time for the show. And we did some day drinking. And it's always fun hanging with your buddies doing some day drinking, but the downside is the part where you stop drinking, but you still have the rest of the day. And now I'm just kind of tired. But I started drinking again, so let's hope that maybe that kind of kickstarts the energy a little bit. I'm a little tired. By the time I got home, it was like sometimes when we record, 'cause it's a little late over here for me. Um, I'll usually have like a little coffee before, like a few hours before the show. I'll do a little coffee, kind of give me a little pick me up. Um,
Yeah.
not I don't want to drink it too late because then I'm wired 2 o'clock in the morning. But by the time I got home, it was a little too late to be drinking coffee. So
Ugh.
here I am. Um, I'm in a I'm in a weird spot right now, Gables.
Yeah.
Bear with me here. So Stellar Blade comes out on Friday.
Yep.
Uh, Typically when I buy games, I typically do it through like when I'm getting them on launch. I do it through two ways. Digital, I just
Yep.
go to GameStop and I pick it up. I pre-order it, go to GameStop, get it. Um, well, I didn't do that this time.
Yeah,
I
I
had
did
like a
not.
I have like so I pre-ordered it, but I'm in a weird spot. So I have like an Amazon like credit card thing that I only ever use to like on Amazon purchases, so I don't get too crazy with it. I have like subscription things I buy, so whatever. So anyways,
Yeah.
not like anyways, I'm not gonna try to get, like talk about weird credit card debt things here, which I don't have by the way. Um, but you can like you earn like percentage point like for every like you get like 5 cents or 5% back on whatever you purchase through Amazon with your Amazon card. So I've earned enough. Like I've been saving up my Amazon bucks. I'm able to get Stellar Blade for like $15 now, which is
Okay.
great, which is awesome. It's supposed to be coming out launch day. I used to like order stuff for, like Best Buy and Amazon a lot. Like I used to pre-order games through there a lot, but I got frustrated because the games kept coming out like on Monday. I'm like, well, that kind of ruins the point of like, I want the game on Friday, so when I get home, I have the whole weekend to play the game. And by the time Monday rolls
Yes.
around, like now the work week started, I don't have time to play the game. So I'm doing it this way, and I figured, if it gets delayed, I got Tales of Kanzera Zao, and I got another Crab's Treasure coming out Tuesday and Thursday to hold me over. Um, but the concern here, Gables, is a long ramble to
Yeah.
get to my point here. Um, my mail goes to my parents' house.
Yeah.
I live in an apartment. Um, I don't want my packages like set at my door in my apartment and they get stolen, or we've had issues where like
Yeah.
we don't have like we don't always have the same like delivery person, a USPS person. So like I get the wrong building stuff get delivered to me all the time.
Yeah.
Um, Not all the time, but regularly. So my concern is Gables. My parents have
Yes.
the Amazon Echo. Just making sure mine didn't hear me.
Yes.
Um, which tells you when you have an Amazon package coming.
Okay.
And not only does it tell you when you have an Amazon package coming, it tells you what the Amazon package is. And not only
Okay.
does it tell you what the Amazon package is, the Amazon Echo has a screen that then shows you what that package is.
Okay.
So I am going to spend the rest of the week, the next 7 days, Gables, deeply concerned that my parents are going to not only find out there's a package coming Friday, which I figured they'll know. But here what the thing is, even if they hear what it is, worst case, Google that thing, which is like my worst fucking fear. Or the other one
Yes.
is they see the picture of what's being delivered.
Oh my god.
You see my conundrum.
The moment you just started talking about like your dilemma, I automatically put two and two together. It's like, oh yeah, his parents are gonna probably think, what the fuck is he doing on with this
Yeah,
fucking Stellar Blade stuff?
yeah.
Oh,
And like
well,
you can't explain to your like anybody like that's not a gamer that's like no this is actually like a really great game that I'm really looking forward to. It just so happens to have a very attractive woman that you play as with weird jiggly physics. I'm hoping that maybe they just hear the thing and ignore it. They're like they don't care. Typically they don't give a shit about gaming. Um, and or like they just I got a package. It's just the game. Okay, cool, whatever. The worst case scenario is they Google it because then I'm fucked at that point. Um, even if they look at I was like when I pre-ordered it, I pulled up the cover of the game and I was looking at it. I was like kind of zooming in.
yes.
I'm like, it doesn't look too bad, I guess, but it is. It's not great, but it doesn't look bad, but it's not great either. So yeah, I don't know.
Would you have preferred it came into would you have preferred it to be delivered and all of a sudden it just has that special type of packaging or something like that black kind of tin
Oh,
foil
the
type of
black
stuff?
one. Oh God, that's worth. Yeah. Well, my other concern is that my family also is they use my Amazon account. Which, if Amazon, Jeff Bezos, if you're listening right now, that's not true. They don't. But they use my Amazon account. So my worst concern is that sometimes they order packages and they forgot to change the name. So sometimes they'll have
Oh,
my name on it, and then they open it, and
oh,
now they'll be able to see the cover fully in their hand. They can then flip the box over. And I looked at the back of the box online.
yes.
And it's not looking great for me, Gables. If they see that, things aren't looking good. Um, so it's gonna be a rough week. So if you can send your thoughts my way, I really appreciate it. Like the
Well,
good vibes, the good feelings. Like I need it all.
well, it could be worse, dude. It could have been you ordering something from Amazon or something that was just kind of like discreet or something like
Like a
that, but it
pocket
ended up
pussy.
just
Just say a pocket pussy.
uh, oh no, man. I'm talking about like if uh if you're going into the realm of like weird stuff, I mean, at least you didn't order like any type of like figurines or any type of like look at those statues or something like on fucking eBay or something like that.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like
Oh my God, the
some
whole like creeper looking shit and stuff that they usually sell for like statues and stuff.
yeah.
At
There's
least
some
that wasn't something that your parents just freaking saw or something on their like freaking Amazon Lens or their fucking other shit or something like that. Because it's like it's that's gonna be like a fucking week, like at least a week conversation between you and your folks. Like,
yeah.
what the fuck is
It's.
this? Why can't
I
you get
mean,
out? Why can't you do this?
yeah. It's like it's already like there's the Catherine incident already like is a thing that happened in my lore with my parents. It's like you know, like I feel like it's just not looking great for me here, and it's like I don't just play these games like this. It's just a great game, and I want to play it. Um, I don't know. So I'm in a rough spot right now, Gables. Like no one's in a worse spot than me in the world right now than, at least in the United States, uh, than where I'm at for the next week of just terror and fear. Because
Well,
yeah.
at least they're not the ones to try to open your games or something like that. It's like, okay, this looks kind of risky. Let's see what happens. And all of a sudden, it's just like bouncy, bouncy.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. What if it thank God it doesn't have like like when like what's that with the like when you like move like the kind of like the holographic thing when you move it like the picture changes as you move it around.
Yep.
It's just the boobs jiggling. It could be. You're right. It could be worse. But it's like when you're growing up as a kid. And
Yes.
it's like we're wrestling fans, and like
Yes.
you want everybody's like he's a wrestling fan. God, look at that fucking freak. But then you try to explain to people, no, it's really good, and then like they walk in at the one like the word like the bra and panties match is happening. I'm like, no, I swear to God, it's good. Like wrestling's really good. It's like it's just the worst
Oh yeah.
possible time to show up. So I was like, God damn it, yeah. So
Oh, that's a little like people in the moments like in the freaking early 2000s or something like that in WWE having their freaking back then where they
Yeah.
didn't really respect women's wrestling all that
Yeah.
much. They decided just to go and put on random Paul Ron
Yeah.
like bra and panties matches and stuff
Yeah.
like that on
They
there.
just hired models, put them in underwear, and said, "All right, go ahead and fight the pillowcase now." Um, yeah, so that's where I'm at right now, Gabe. But this is gonna be a rough week. I'll check back next week and let you know how it went. And hopefully, best case, if even if they do see it, we just don't talk about it. You know, I think that's probably the best case
Well,
scenario.
you hope they're not talking about it,
Yeah,
and unless it's like one of those type of packages and stuff where it's like it accidentally gets wet and all of a sudden everything just starts disappearing.
you're right, Gables. You know, I'm gonna have to look at the weather and see how like fuck. I'm gonna have to look at the weather and see how it's looking next week. Maybe if you know what? I think on Amazon I can have it delivered to somewhere else nearby me and just go pick it up. That might be the
just,
play.
just
Uh,
delivered to Justin's house and stuff. It's like, hey, dude, you get my package?
well, no, he's got a wife and kids. That's worse. So
His wife just randomly picks up the mail. Just what the fuck is this?
yeah. Like I mean, that's far worse for him. You know, yeah. So
I'm
like I don't
sorry.
live, like I live here by myself, so I can just leave and like just deal with the shame here. But that happens to Justin. He's fucked. So
You could probably like have it delivered or something like at your apartment complex if you can try to do that.
okay, but then great. Then I have it delivered to the fucking main office, and what if they see what it is? It's like
Well, like all of a sudden you're
they already see into my window and see all the fucking figurines on the goddamn wall here, Gables. I am fucked. There's no good options here. I might as well just change my name and leave the country. All right.
where it just happens to come into the main office as soon as your landlord or something just like comes to the office and all of a sudden it's like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah. It's like you're not gonna play that with the windows open, are you? It's like no, I was I was actually I bought extra fucking curtains. I'm gonna put two curtains over my curtains,
You fucking
blackout
just put
curtains.
blackout curtains all over
Yeah,
there.
yeah. Like, God,
You just don't want anybody to know what you're doing inside
yeah.
there.
I'm gonna like soundproof the house. I'm gonna play on headphones and still like put like fucking foam up everywhere so the sound doesn't escape.
So, is it like your biggest fear or something like that? It's like you're playing this game, all of a sudden it's like all of a sudden the office or something just passes by or something. Hey, we gotta do a quick
Yeah,
inspection or something
yeah.
like
Like
this, and all of a sudden
every
you see
all
you
my
playing that. It's like what the fuck?
are like it's like sometimes you hear like stories about like people's worst fear is they like have a heart attack and die while jerking off. Like my worst fear is someone see me play like this game. Like,
You're right in mid combo, everything's flailing to the wind. It's like, I swear to God, this is a good game.
yeah, I swear to God, it's just a really good game. Like remember I told you that story of like the one time that tweaker walked into my apartment and wouldn't leave. Like
Yes.
I'm hopeful. I'm scared she'll walk in, not because she's a tweaker and she's won my apartment, because then she'll see me play this game.
And then all of a sudden she just gives you this face, is like, this is disappointed face and
Yeah,
just leaves out of
like
your apartment.
yeah, the meth head is disappointed in me. Like that's like that's my concern. Like what happens then? You know, like
It just starts
like
progressively getting worse.
yeah, I'm addicted to meth, but you're playing this. Like I'm like get your shit together. You know, like that's where I'm at.
oh, oh God.
Yeah, that's a real story. Like a meth head walked to my house one time. Um, it told me she was
Oh,
8 months pregnant, but she was like 42 pounds. So,
oh,
anyways, lock your
jeez.
doors, people. Lock your doors.
Absolutely.
And don't have weird like porn-esque games delivered to your parents' house. Um, anyways, though, this is a video game podcast where every week we get together and talk about video games and everything we love about them, and sometimes hate about them. But yeah, I'm Tyler. That's Gables. If you like
Hey.
the show, like what we're doing, yeah, like fucking 15 minutes in. If you like what we're doing, like what we're saying here, please, if you got better ideas of like how to take care of the situation where like I can get this game and nobody knows I have this game, let me know. But anyways,
Just a big old
uh,
vanilla envelope.
yeah, like I'm gonna need you to like quadruple package this bitch. Like get the black box from like that goes into like the in like airplanes and deliver that to me. I'll pay extra.
Just suddenly just have it all scented as well.
I feel like the easy answer is just like download it digitally, but like I can at least trade this game in. Yeah, but
Oh,
like like I want like but like what if I die and then like or like the PS12's out and I'm dead, and then my grandchildren get a hold of my PlayStation account and they see that their great great grandfather played this game called Stellar Blade 40 years ago. Like
oh,
Gables,
grandpa had some taste.
this is gonna haunt me for the rest of my life playing this game. Like there's no escaping this. So
And so that's
yeah.
why you don't want it digitally.
Yeah. Like I can't win. Like at least like the only like basically all I have to do is once I get this game is play this game to completion. And I mean completion roll credits, not anyways. Uh play this game to roll credits.
You keep digging yourself deeper.
It's not getting better. Uh roll credits on this game and then do all that and then trade the game in to GameStop before I die. That's basically I gotta survive for like the next 3 weeks, which could be a tall task, depending on how jiggly those boobs are. So, what if I die while playing the game?
Well, when you get it to that climax, it's like it's gonna be that type of a game and stuff
God
where
damn it,
it's like
Gables. God damn it. God. Or like, what if I'm playing the game, but like I do that thing where like I played Recore and I fell asleep playing Recore, and I fall asleep when the game like pauses, but then it burns the image into my TV. These are the things I'm thinking about, Gables. I'm spiraling. We got to move on. I'm
you just have
spiraling
her
out of
silhouette
control.
just
It's
burning
getting
your
worse.
TV. Your
It's,
parents walk into your apartment. It's like, what the fuck's that burning your
it's
TV?
like, oh, I got like it's just it's a screensaver. It came like that. It just came like that. I don't know how to turn it off. I swear. Uh, we gotta move on. Anyway, if you like this show, please like, follow, subscribe. Check us. What is this podcast? I don't know.
Can you tell we're thin on topics this week?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's been a rough week for Tyler in a lot of ways, and one's putting together the show notes. But nothing avails the comparison of me trying to figure out how to get this game and play it and get rid of it before anybody finds out. Um, what do you think is harder? Doing all this without anybody finding out I'm playing this game, or stealing the Declaration of Independence?
Well, the way you're making it sound, it definitely sounds like hiding the fact that you're going to play this game.
Yeah, you're right. I think you're right. I think you're right. I want I want Nicolas Cage to come back for National Treasures 3. It's just like him helping me play this game, beat it, and then beat the game.
He just appears out of nowhere. Okay, Tyler, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna help you beat this game. I'm gonna go ahead and yeah, you don't worry about your parents. You're just gonna do this, and he just slips you a manila envelope or something like that. Here, put it in here. Here,
Yeah,
just it's safe storage.
yeah. It's like ends up like somehow I'm in I'm in the basement of the Alamo. I was like, what the fuck? Why are we here? I just wanted to fucking beat Stellar Blade. Like, what's going on?
Well, it's just the good part.
All right. If you are a fan of this somehow and you're still here, I appreciate it. Please like, follow, subscribe, hit all the buttons. We're on everything. We're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube Music, which is basically just YouTube now. We're on everything. Just look for us, Drunk Nerds, Drunk Nerds. You'll find us. Leave 5-star reviews, leave comments, tell your friends, subscribe, all that fun shit. YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, Twitter, all that. Please check us out. Really would appreciate it. Gables, let's get into the news finally. Nintendo Indie Worlds happened. They announced that on I think it was Tuesday and it happened Wednesday. So, excuse me, it's kind of a short turnaround. I did a live react to it, so if you want to see me lose my shit over the Little Kitty Big City trailer, that's a real thing that happened. Do that, please. Hit the like button on that one. Tell your friends. But Gables started off with a bang. I'm no joke, incredibly excited for this game. This game looks great to me. Little Kitty, Big City. It is it's basically like kind of like almost like Stray, but also Untitled Goose Game got together and just made like a really cute cat, and you go around and you just fuck shit up. And the cat accidentally falls out the window, and now he's like in the city, and he's just going around causing mischief, knocking shit over, doing big old stretches, which is my favorite part. He does a big stretch. Coming up May 9th, also coming to Game Pass. So I'm incredibly excited for this one, Gables. What are you at, Little Kitty Big City?
Well, you know what? I'm kind of a sucker to trying out weird like animal like video games and stuff like that. I mean, Untitled Goose Game is definitely one of those, and was
Yeah.
our actual game of the year during one
Yeah.
year.
It was your 3 and it was my 2 that year. Yeah.
Oh, but it was definitely awesome. But yeah, Little Kitty Big City does sound like a fun little time and stuff. I'm not expecting a lot from it, but when it comes out of the Game Pass, I'm definitely gonna give it a download and just play it and see if how much I like it.
Yeah. It's a little treat for me too. 'Cause it comes out 2 days after my birthday, so I'm gonna call that my birthday present. So thank you on that one. Next up here, kind of a weird one. Atari bringing back a classic here with Yars Rising. This is a like kind of a continuation of the Atari 2600 games. But I don't really know much about Yars, but I was listening to someone talk about it, and like in Yars, it's like a space combat game, and you play as a bug. And this
Yeah.
is like almost like a Metroidvania platformer style game.
Yeah, you know what? That definitely does feel. It definitely feels very out there, and I'll tell you, well, not in a good way, in my honest opinion. From the look at the initial trailer and stuff, it just kind of feels like that scene or something where like Steve Buscemi is like dressed up as a teenager going to the school and stuff. He has a skateboard in his backwards hat. It's like, howdy do, fellow kids.
Yes,
Well,
yeah,
definitely feels like that with Atari, with help a way forward, putting out like a new quote unquote new Yars game, and but this one's a Metroidvania.
yeah,
And it's kind of weird. The graphics of it, it's really kind of like it's kind of like a mix between sort of like a Cal art style and stuff, and it just looks sort of off to me in some
yeah,
aspects of it. I mean, bear in mind, guys, I mean, for all we know, that could be a good game in terms of the gameplay, in terms of maybe the story elements of it, but it's definitely a weird choice for like Yars, especially with like the old arcade games and stuff like that for Yars Revenge and like whichever and stuff. It just seems like to me just a quick cash in attempt or something to try to make Yars relevant in the current year.
yeah.
But if they
I
were gonna try to make Yars like modern and current for the type of year, you think they would just I don't know remake the arcade game or something for modern?
I mean, I don't know if they. I mean, so this is being made by Way Forward, so there is
Yes,
a
yes.
chance it could be good. I don't think it's gonna be. I don't know if it's gonna be bad, but yeah, it definitely like it looks off. It almost looks like a. If you would have told me this was like a mobile game that's being ported to consoles, I would believe
Yes.
you. But it's like I
Yes.
don't know, like a cash grab for a 40-year-old Atari 2600 game. I don't even know what that is. Is that a cash grab? What is that? It's like it's just weird. Like, hey, we're bringing back this franchise, but it's not actually like like there's like I guess there's like in the like the picture there's like a bug behind the woman you play as. So does
Yeah,
she?
that's supposed to be
Are you
like some
playing?
sort of That's supposed to be like the main character, I guess, for Yars in general and stuff. But what the spirit of like Yars or something is what this girl is supposed to be or something like that. I
Is it? Are you like a robot that's being controlled by the bug?
yeah, man, it's just fairly confusing. And the whole presentation of the trailer itself, with the girl kind of talking from her point of view and stuff, and all this other stuff, it definitely wasn't something that kind of struck me as, oh, okay, I must play this game once it comes out. It's just more like a curious, okay, what are they gonna do with this?
Yeah, yeah. Like I like we've been doing this podcast for nearly 11 years. I've been wrong several times. Probably wrong more than I've been right. Um, so if it comes out, it's great, cool.
Yeah,
But yeah, we're gonna have to wait. It's Way Forward, so they're gonna get the benefit of the doubt. They deserve it. But we'll have to wait and see.
right.
That's coming later this year. Another game that's already it's coming this summer. It's already out on Steam and mobile. Refined Self, the personality test game. So you play as like an android. So just gonna read what they write here. So android finding out who they are after their creator has passed away. Talk to other characters, make decisions, and live your life by your own design. At the journey's end, your personality will be described with 23 types to discover. Are you an adventurer, a clown, a leader, a samurai? Those are the options here. I don't think introverts in there. Um, clown actually might work for me. Um, I don't want to know. I'm just not gonna play this game. I don't want to know. No disrespect to this game. I don't want to know.
Yeah. Honestly, there were quite a bit of games from this indie, like this old Indies Direct and stuff, to where there just wasn't a lot of games really aimed towards me, and this was definitely one of those type of games to where, hey, it could be a perfectly fine game and stuff for people to mess around with and stuff, but it didn't really appeal to me. I mean, granted, there is an audience for this type of a game too. I mean, the whole personality test stuff and the way this game is presented in terms of its art style looks interesting, looks kind of appealing and stuff, but yeah, I just really couldn't get into it, unfortunately.
Yeah. Next up here, Sticky Business. This is like a I don't know, business simulator game where you run a sticker business. And you make stickers and you create labels. You can add effects, glitter, sparkles. There is DLC you can buy that adds over 100 different sticker elements. Gills, I'm just gonna say something. Um,
What?
so remember like last year or 2 years ago when we had the infamous direct where there was like 700 million
Yep.
anime farming simulators. Um,
Yes.
Look, I'm all like, you do you. I'm not here to kink shame. I'm not here to yuck your muck. Um, but are we at the point now, Gables, where cozy games? That's enough. We don't need any more. We can just stop now. It's unnecessary.
Not so much cozy games more. It's like there's just like a lot of like crafting sort of style of games that were inside of this Nindies Direct. I mean, you had this whole thing with stickers. You have another game that we're going to be talking about maybe a little bit as in regards to with stitchery stuff, but
Oh, don't you fucking talk shit about Stitch. You watch your goddamn fucking mouth, Gables. You know what?
but
I
what I'm
take back what I
saying
said.
is, but what I'm saying is when it comes to a lot of like these feel good kind of cozy games in general and like these craft style of games and stuff, yeah, there was a lot of those present. It felt like the core demographic of this was more so for like aimed towards people that particularly just love playing these subset of games. Like it was more for like not more or less aimed towards like say you or I or something, but more or less like for people that don't really play too much like games in general.
Yeah. Like I'm all for like, a nice little turn off your brain. Like I'm a guy that
Yeah.
buys every Picross the day it comes out on Switch and plays the fuck ton of it. It's been my game of the year for like 8 years running now. Uh, but I just see some of these. I'm just like, I'm not trying to be mean to the developers here. If you like this game, it sells well, good for you. Um, but I just don't get it. But I mean, there's also people that play Elden Rings and like Sonic games. So who am I to know? Uh, always find a way to talk shit about Sonic Gables. Uh, I'm gonna like the next time I make fun of Sonic Gables, I'm gonna send a message to my parents. Like, look where your son's playing. It's just a picture of Soundblade.
Just send pictures of the game.
It's like your son's playing a porn game right now. Uh, anyways, moving on here. Next game, Anton Blast. This is a high-speed action platformer about getting your collectibles back from the devil. Kind of like kind of compared to like a Saturday morning style. Kind of remind me of like almost like kind of looks like a Sega Genesis game. I keep thinking of like, oh, did I lose Gables? Oh, I lost Gables. Gables. He's just frozen like that now. Uh oh. We're gonna have to pause this.
Okay.
All right, and we are back. Sorry about that. We had a little bit technical issues with Skype. We'll call it that. But Gables, I was talking about Anton Blast. I don't know what you saw there. This is a high-speed action platformer about getting your collectibles back from the devil. It's supposed to be like they have like Saturday morning cartoon aesthetic. When I saw the trailer, I thought it was like I was getting like Earthworm Jim vibes from like the art style, almost like Sega Genesis. But also I thought it was like when I did the live react, I'm like, I thought this was gonna be like a Wario Land style game, but I don't
Dude.
know. Well, this seems like this one looks up your alley. I thought.
Oh, absolutely. Because this is like almost it definitely gave me the Wario Land vibes right immediately because of how kind of like frantic and like how kind of whimsical and stuff, a lot of the action and stuff. It also kind of reminded me of like a game that released like I think maybe like a year and a half ago now called Pizza Tower, where that game is
Yeah.
also kind of like
Okay.
similar in terms of that style as well.
Yeah.
But what I will say is Anton Blast definitely looks like something that I would want to play because it's something that kind of feels familiar, but at the same time, it's crazy enough to where there's a lot of shit that's going on and stuff. It's basically kind of, from what it looks like, a side scroller and stuff. It looks like an endless runner style of game, only
Mm.
you have like a whole bunch of different tasks and stuff you got to do to try to finish certain levels. So yeah, that definitely is something that's up my alley and terms of that. And plus the positive is there's a demo out for it today, so it's well
Yeah.
right now as
Well,
a recording.
it's coming out November 12th. Yeah, so the demo is out now on Switch. It's coming time exclusive November 12th. It is already on Steam though.
Oh really?
Yeah. So
Oh shit.
yeah, might want to check on that Steam sale there, Gables. Um,
Hey.
yeah. Next up here though, Valley Peaks is a first-person action adventure. You cast as a frog technician. Like you climb, glide, and swing with your tongue around a lo-fi world set to radio towers to fulfill other small town requests. You get like equipment along the way to like help you climb, make it a little easier. Um, it's all this is also it's launching this year, but there is also a demo on Steam right now. So um,
Mhm.
I don't really have an opinion on this one. I think it looks fine. Um, I like the style of it. I don't know uh, like to, I think I like actually like probably dig this game like if it's short. You know, if it's a few hours, I'm kind of like could be like a little fun time, but I don't think this is something I foresee myself wanting to play a bunch of. What about you?
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm in the same boat, dude. I'm not going to play too much of the game either. I mean, at least with the previous game, Anton Blast and stuff, it's something kind of reminiscent of something familiar where it's like this. It's kind of hard for me to get into these style of games too often.
Yeah. Next up here we have Lorelei and the Laser Eyes. We've seen this before. This is a
Yes.
surreal third-person adventure game about a woman summoned to an old Central European hotel to participate in some strange, unnamed projects. You solve puzzles with shifting mechanics and perspectives as you unravel the mystery behind the hotel. So this is coming May 16th to Switch and Steam. There's some previews that have come out for it, but I've seen people seem be pretty high on this one. I think like the the designs of it, the vibes of it, like are very cool. Like I like what I'm seeing visually, as far as like the look and the design of it and the music and all that. Um, I just don't think this is gonna be a game that like I dig that much. What about you, Gibbles?
It looks like an incredibly intelligent game from the offset of it because it seems like that this is the style of puzzle game to where you have to be super perceptive of like a lot of what the game is asking you. Like you have to have some sort of high concentration with it.
Yeah.
And with that, I think that's fairly interesting in that aspect. I know personally myself, when it presented with some of these type of puzzle games, it takes me a long time just to go and solve them because there are certain things that I'm not going to grasp unless I literally spend like a couple hours on it. And even then, that's still not a guarantee.
Yeah, we dumb.
So with Lorelei and the Laser Eyes, I mean, it probably isn't a game for me, but at the same time, I think that this game is going to be a fairly fun one and stuff that's going to surprise a lot of people.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, people seem pretty high on it. I think this is gonna be a game that like if this is a game for you, I think those people are gonna love it. Is the way I look at it.
Hmm.
And but it's one of those games not for everybody, as are most games. Uh, Next up here, Europa. This is a 3D platformer about an android Z exploring the lusciously terraformed but mysteriously abandoned moon of Jupiter. Oh, so it is the moon of Jupiter. Okay. You'll solve puzzles to fly through the air, navigate ruins as you find out where humans have gone. So definitely, there's a demo. I did download it. I have yet to play it. But at first I was like, okay, this whatever. But as I got to the gameplay of it, I'm like, kind of was giving me like Journey, like almost like Breath of the Wild style, like kind of like stylized, but like almost like
Hmm.
Journey style gameplay. Like you kind of flow with the
Huh.
wind. There's a little bit of
Oh, I can see
platforming.
what you're talking about.
I love the like I said, I love the graphics of it. It's coming out this year. But like I said, there is a demo out now. But man, this one is clicking for me. What about you?
For this one, for this game, I'm kind of still on the fence about it, because there definitely are some core aspects that are different with this game as opposed to say like a Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom style of thing that we're more used to when seeing games of this style. But I think this is an ambitious game. I really do feel like that I kind of need to see a little bit more of the gameplay itself, plus probably wait on reviews before I make a conscious
Yeah.
decision about it. But it definitely has some potential for it.
Yeah. Well, and there's that demo. I do want to check out the demo, so I'm probably might do that
Yeah.
tomorrow. Um, Next up, Gables, I'm gonna guess this was your game of the show. TMNT Splintered Fate. Am I right?
Oh yeah, it was up there with Anton Blast, but yeah, this is one of
Okay.
those games I was definitely looking forward to seeing more of.
Okay. So this is openly inspired by Hades. So apparently this game is has been out on like mobile for a while. People have been like raving about it. So it's really good. It is a up to 4 player roguelike adventure that's already available, like I said, on mobile devices. You can play as the four turtles. Very much like it's a roguelike, so you go through the levels. You die, you can bring your shit back. You get like kind of random draws and stuff like that. This is gonna be a time exclusive. It does have drop in, drop out online multiplayer up to 4 players. It's coming to Switch in July. Um, Gables, I mean, yeah, like I said, I figured it's your game of the show. Tell me about it.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you this aspect and stuff. I am excited for this game. It's one of those games where I would be more excited to play it if it's not on the Switch.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
the thing about this game that really is interesting to me is like you go through each levels and different type of runs. It's a roguelike experience, obviously, where you have these different type of attacks or different types of styles of like things you can do with each character based upon an individual run. And once that run ends and all your turtles and stuff like that are pretty much done for that run, you lose some of those. You lose all those type of abilities. The only things that will be like permanent stuff is like from what you invest in sort of like your stats and stuff, or in terms of like runes, I think they're called,
Yeah.
or some sort of artifacts. Yeah, I think that's what they were calling them,
Okay.
artifacts. And these style of artifacts and stuff, I'm not sure they haven't really gone into detail in terms of in that trailer what these artifacts can particularly do, but I'm guessing that it's to improve things like speed, like stamina, like strength, like health and stuff. But I love this core aspect. It's because it's something incredibly different from like the Turtles franchise in general, where it's mostly beat 'em ups, or it's not just beat 'em ups though, but there's some weird ones and stuff that there are like for fighting games. There's been
Mm.
one weird one where it was on the Game Boy, where it's almost like a Metroidvania. That was the third TMNT game on Game Boy. I mean, I've played a little bit of that, like upon the whole Turtles collection or some a few years back. But yeah, this is definitely something along the lines that I've been kind of waiting for to see what certain franchises could do with, like, say, a roguelike experience, like similar to that of Hades or from like some other points of games and stuff. And I'm actually kind of glad we're seeing more of this type of style, but I just don't want it. I just don't want like roguelike games to be as flooded or like overused to say like what the Metroidvania genre is now,
Yeah.
where it's like
Yes.
everything has to be a Metroidvania or everything has to be an open world game or everything
A
has to be
roguelike
like this exactly
or
like a
cozy game.
roguelike. Because what makes the roguelike genre so like robust and makes it feel much more endearing is because even though you're dying over and over and over again, you're still earning some form of a benefit that'll help make your character stronger for the next run.
Yeah.
And that's the overall appeal. It's the start off incredibly weak, get incredibly overpowered before the end of the game. It's that sense of power, it's that sense of urgency. And so with this one for TMNT, I'm curious how that progression is going to be, because from what we saw from some of the levels in the get go, yeah, there's some little basic stuff. There's some like obviously familiar enemies you're facing, like the Foot Clan and stuff, and Shredder and this stuff. But some of the opening levels didn't really look so like inspiring and stuff. It kind of still looked like there was some mobile esque sort of things going on with it. So that's probably why that they are having like a time release thing, like say in July and stuff for the Switch.
Yeah.
But I'm really looking forward to seeing more levels and also more of the abilities you can do with the turtles.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we've seen kind of like a nice little comeback lately with the Turtles. We had like the really great movie that came out last year, Shredder's Revenge, a couple of
Yeah.
years ago. There was another Turtles game that just came out recently, or it's coming out soon. I thought.
Um, I'm
TMNT.
not entirely too sure. There was another Turtles game that's supposed to be coming out, and that was something separate than what we saw at the Nindies Direct.
Yeah, I thought the Wrath of the Mutants. Is that what it is?
I think so. I mean, I haven't seen anything in regards
Or
about
Mutants
that besides
Unleashed. I
the
think that's what it is.
Mutants
It's
Unleashed.
one of those two.
Okay.
I don't know. I haven't heard anything about it. I just know there's one coming or it's out now. Um, Yeah, that just looked pretty good. Yeah, definitely like the already being on mobile is a little concerning. Um, but like apparently it's a really good mobile game, so there's that. So that's but this company's never worked on a console game before. This is the first console game, so we'll see how it goes. And
Mm.
yeah, it's on like when I did the live react, that was like my biggest bummer was um, like of all this was like, all right, cool, that game looks cool. Oh, online, awesome. Like I'll definitely Gables and I probably have a good time playing through this game together. Oh, it's on Switch. Fuck. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's like there's like a roller coaster of emotions of like, oh, this game looks really good. Oh, it's a mobile game. Oh, it's apparently it's a good mobile game. Oh, it's on Switch. Okay, well, fuck.
That's the
So I don't
thing,
know.
Tyler. It's like the best time we've ever had playing Nintendo Switch online and stuff inside of a game is like when you and I were both playing like Super Mario Brothers Wonder and stuff, and like we were both in the same world and stuff. But you were doing your thing, I was doing my thing and
Yeah.
stuff, and we could follow each other, but we're not like impeding upon one
Yeah,
another.
but we're like in
There
a
was no
for
stutters or anything.
one of our PS5s in a party chat talking. So so
I
yeah, we're yeah
know, right?
yeah. So fucking goddamn. Next up here though, man, this game's starting to get with me. I've seen it like I swear like 50 million times. I think normally by like after like the 10th time you see something, you're like I'm just like even a game that you're excited for, it's like I'm just tired of seeing it. And now I'm like like the first like I don't know like half dozen times I saw this, I'm like I don't give a shit. And now I'm like I'm kind of in. Cat Quest 3. It's coming out
Oh
August
yeah.
8th. Unfortunately, coming out the same day as another game we'll talk about later. But this is you go to the world of Pure Being. It's like you're like a pirate cat thing. It's like a dungeon crawler. Apparently, so the first two are pretty good.
Okay.
There is a demo out. I should probably just check out that demo. But I don't know. I thought like you're just kind of like a dungeon crawling cat that with like a million cat puns. The game like it's not super duper long. Kind of just like a fun little have a good time, get in and out, and yeah, it's like coming out August 8th. I've seen it quite a bit. But yeah, I mean I think it looks fun. I'll check out that demo. But I don't know, Gibbs. What about you?
I've never really got into the Cat Quest series, but from what I've seen and what I've initially have read from like other people that have played it, well, just that series in general, apparently they're good games, but yeah, they're like maybe like a couple of handful of hours long and stuff like that, but it's so popular to the point now they're at the third game, so they're doing something right with
Yeah, yeah.
it.
Um, Next up here we have a nice little shadow drop. Maybe the greatest game of all time. If anybody says anything bad about it, I will fly to their home in Washington and punch them in the face. That is that's, that's a game called Stitch. Um, it's a puzzle game about handmade embroidery, if I say that correctly. Knit together groups of cells to complete hoops based on cute designs of bees, penguins, tigers, and so many more. Uh, I don't know. This was a shadow drops out today. It's $15. It was funny because I said like I did the live react. I was like, this game looks great. Like I'm a big fan of Picross, and it's like my like kind of sucks is like there really isn't like Picross games aren't like pretty much exclusively on Switch. Like there's no mobile. There are like some knockoff ones, but they're kind of like poorly made, and like some got like a million fucking ads and kind of ruins the whole experience for you. But there's no like actual like Picross games on there, just knockoffs.
Yes.
Um, and so I'd love to have like a on the go fucking Picross game I could play. And this one they have like daily puzzles you can solve too. Like they put them out new ones every single
Huh.
day. And I'm like hell yeah! Like I don't want that on my Switch because I like to. I know like you bring your Switch on the go, blah blah blah. But like when I'm at work or like I'm on my lunch break, I'm stuck in a truck. I'd love to just have that to play. And I don't want to bring my Switch with me, keep it in my truck, worry about getting stolen, blah blah blah, so on and so forth. I'm like man, I wish this game was on mobile. Good news, Gables, it's on mobile. Bad news, Gables, it's an Apple Arcade that's $7 a month. Let me just, I will pay you the money to let me just, I'll pay them $5 to put this on mobile. I don't care. I'll pay the $15. I don't give a fuck. Let me just have this game on my phone. I think this game looks like a ton of fun. This looks like this is some Tyler fucking shit right here. I am in. Gables, if you could only say nice things about it, what would you say?
It looks endearing.
Okay, moving on. I don't want to stick around too long. You start saying mean things. I'm gonna have to start booking plane tickets. We'll,
And thus, you can kind of embroider something, so that way, whenever you get your package of Stellar Blade and stuff, you can just conveniently put it inside a little package, and no one know you're playing smut games.
Gables, you know I have your address, right?
I know, I know. I'm setting myself up for stuff,
Gables, you
but
know
still.
I'm gonna send you.
I'm tempted.
I'm gonna send you the biggest fucking piece of like wallpaper I can find. A fucking stellar blade. I'm gonna have put your mother's name on it.
Oh
So,
no, we're not.
so then she will open that said poster, and it'll say "put on Gable's wall." So if you better watch your goddamn tone with me, young man. You know you're older than me. Don't say bad things about Stitch. All right, son of a bitch. How many? I've never said anything bad about the games you like, other than Sonic. Like I might have made one or two jokes about Sonic. Other than that, that's it on this podcast. That's it. Uh, moving on. Moving on here. Last but certainly not least, Gables. Oh, baby, it's back. I never thought it would happen. One of my favorite games from 2015. Played that entire game on my 3DS. Good time right there on my 3DS. Played through the entire game in like one weekend on my 3DS while watching Making a Murderer on Netflix. that's my memory with this game. I love this game. And there was also the Firefly reference in that game. We are getting
Yeah.
a sequel to SteamWorld Heist. That's right, SteamWorld Heist 2 is coming. Tactics shooter. The first one was in space and it was beautiful and I loved everything about it. We're getting a sequel. It's coming August 8th. Also, Gables, fun fact, coming to you day one on Game Pass. So fucking right, Daddy-O. I am in best deal in gaming. So it's a tactical shooter. This one though, you're like it's actually like I guess more of a pirate. And you're just going to doing different battles. There's like a job system in this one as well. Apparently, you can find other optional characters to join your ship, which is kind of the same thing in the first one. The first one though, I think if I remember correctly, was like the 10ish hour mark. This one, Gables, is at least 35 hours.
Oh wow, that's pretty beefy.
Yeah, Gables, not great. But anyways, I don't know. It's so weird. Like I've been wanting forever a SteamWorld Heist 2, and then I'm like, fuck yeah. And then I find out it's 35 plus hours. I'm like, god damn it. It's like it's too much. It's too much of a good thing. It's like when you go to like Dairy Queen, you get like the extra large Blizzard. And you're like, I should have just got the medium. Should have just got the medium. It's too much of a good thing. Maybe you just got me a medium instead. Make a medium SteamWorld Heist 2. But man, fuck yeah. I think
same situation.
yeah, I've done. All I know, Gables, I'm fat and I like wrestling. Okay, so all I know is wrestling analogies and Dairy Queen analogies. That's all I have. Okay, don't make fun of me. All right, you've already made fun of me for liking smut games. All right, the only thing I can make fun of you for is liking Sonic. That's all I got. Okay, I have a million problems. You like Sonic. Okay, obviously your one thing is worse than my million things, but we can deal with that another day. Moving on. Remember at the beginning of the podcast where I said I was tired? Here I am now. So I'm super pumped for this. Coming out day one. Coming day one the Game Pass. This was gonna be a day one buy. I've done, I don't know, a few dozen live reactions at this point, and of all those, this was the most fucking like pumped I got for a live react. Never thought that we saw. Like, so they made like the little Steam pun before it happened. I'm like, oh, or we're gonna get Steam World Dig 3 or something, because like I was okay. That's SteamWorld Dig 2 was considered by a lot of people one of the best games ever made, especially at least one of the best indie games ever made. And the fact that like, I mean, I know they've done SteamWorld Quest, which I heard kind of came out and it was fine. I never played that one, but I heard it was pretty good. They had SteamWorld Builder come out last year, and people seem to really like that one. I think that might be in early access still. But the fact that we got a SteamWorld Heist 2, baby, I am excited. I'll say the 35 hour mark. But Gables, if you can always say nice things about Stitch and also talk about SteamWorld Heist 2, what would you say?
What I'll say this though is like I really like the direction and stuff for SteamWorld Heist 2. I mean, that definitely looks like it's going to be a fun ass game. I mean, I immediately thought of you when that thing initially was revealed. I'm thinking, oh, well, Tyler's going to be sunk into this for for a good solid month and a half or
Yeah,
so.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm gonna play the fuck out. I'm gonna put like 75 hours in this game. Yeah. Oh man.
Oh yeah, fairly easily.
Yeah, this game. Oh
Uh,
boy. Go ahead.
well, like I was just saying, just in wrapping up with it, I mean, yeah, it's gonna look like it's gonna be a great game. I mean, the first game did fairly well, and I do know for a fact it's like if you were even thinking about trying SteamWorld Heist 2, I mean, the other SteamWorld games they go on sale like frequently and stuff. You can always pick them up for
Ton.
sometimes like not even a few dollars or something. So keep your eyes on that from any of the storefronts, Steam, and like Switch,
Yeah.
PlayStation, Xbox, and something. Fairly good kind of games and stuff.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. So like, uh, it's funny because I was doing the live react. I was like, I was just thinking about this game literally a couple days ago because there are like all of them like PlayStation, Xbox, all these places are doing sales right now, and
Yes.
it was weird because I already own it. Like I own it on Switch, I own it on 3DS, I own it on PS4. Um, and like I saw like a advertisement for like the current sale going on right now, and SteamWorld Heist was like one of the games. I was like, oh man, it's like I would love to play that game again right now. And then boom, like a couple days later, I remember it's like remember like a couple like was it, like 2020 or something like that, 2021, where like I tweeted out, man, I'd love if we got a Hyrule Warriors sequel. And then literally like 6 hours later, they announced the Hyrule Warriors sequel. They just shadow dropped the announcement for that. So like that was that moment again for this one here for SteamWorld Heist 2. But anyways, that was all the stuff from the show. I think there were 17 games there. Gables, what was your final thoughts on the Nintendo Indie World?
Well, that Indie World Direct, I thought that it wasn't that bad. Actually thought there were plenty of good points, like good games and stuff that I felt that I was interested. Obviously, Anton Blast, and also with the turtles and stuff. That roguelike turtles game,
Yeah,
kind
yeah,
of crazy to think that there's a roguelike Ninja Turtles game now. Um, yeah, I thought that the overall presentation of it was fine and stuff. There were definitely plenty of games inside this thing that didn't really appeal to me. But like, in terms of like the other games that were there, I mean, some of them looked fine. Some of them looked like they were okay and stuff. I mean, SteamWorld Heist 2, that's a big drop right there in terms of a big name game from the indie space and stuff that people have been looking forward to delving back into the Steam World Heist kind of series in and of itself. But if I had to give it a rating or something in terms of like an overall just rating, I would give it like a 6 out of 10, only because there were plenty of games and stuff that I wasn't really that much interested in. I mean, I will say this though, I'm not really too much into cozy games as much, but at the same time, I do recognize that there were
no,
fun stuff to be had with some of the games that I like. So that's kind of like what I just did with this.
6 out of 10.
Oh yeah, for me.
Okay, did we just went through this whole list, and you're telling me 6 out of 10, Gables?
Yeah. I know it sounds preposterous and stuff, but yet I didn't say the games were bad or anything. I'm just saying that that's just kind of my overall interest level.
Bet there was a Sonic game in there. You would have gave it like a 9 out of 10, wouldn't you? You son of a bitch. Six out
No,
of ten, my
no,
ass.
I don't
Six
think
out of 10.
so.
It's getting a
Not
nine
all
point
the
eight out of
Sonic
10,
games.
Gables. It's getting a 9.8 out of 10. Okay. The only reason it's not getting that point two is because there's too many goddamn cozy games out there, and I'm sick of it. Anyways, moving on. Yeah, I thought it was really good. Like obviously, I
Yeah,
talk about all the time, like with these smaller ones here, like the non big ones. There's like sometimes there's not a lot of news out of them. Some of them, like you watch these, like Gables has watched these, and like I don't know, the guy apparently has taste. Gables here, but he's watched some of these and he's like, oh man, there's a million in here I liked, and I watched it. I'm like, this bored the fuck out of me. Like the Xbox third party one we had like a couple months ago, like people were raving about that thing. I'm like, I
yep,
was bored out of my goddamn mind to this one. It's like the one, but we had the Nintendo Indie World thing 2 months ago, I want to say, and I was like,
right.
man, there was like 4 games out there that I'm really excited for, but I'm gonna play none of them on my Switch, and it's kind of the same thing here. Like I
Mm,
look at like Little Kitty Big City, I'm playing that on Game Pass. That was gonna be a day one buy regardless. Um, Scrolling through here on more of these here. It's like you're looking forward to Anton Blast that's already on Steam, or
yep.
you can wait till November 12th to play that on Switch. keep scrolling here. Europa is a game I'm looking forward to. I don't know if that is a Switch exclusive though. If it is, I'll play it there. But like that's a game I'm looking forward to. TMT Splintered Fate. I don't want to play on Switch, but I'm gonna have to. So I guess that tells you about that one. Cat Quest
Nah.
3, Stitch, Steamroller Heist 2 are all games I am super pumped to play, and I don't plan on playing any of those. I guess I'll probably have to end up playing Stitch on my Switch because I can't Stitch on Switch. But it's a game I'd love to just buy on my mobile on my iPhone and just play it on there. Like I said, I pay full price to play the game on there, but I can't. I have to fucking sign up for $7 a month of Apple Arcade, and I don't want to, Gables. I don't want to. Yeah, yeah, 9.8 out of 10. Can't talk me out of it. Moving on. Fucking 6.5 out of 10. Playing smut games over here. Anyways, Gables. I'm just bitter now. Moving on. Fallout is having Fallout 4 was the best selling game in Europe last week.
Yeah, it was.
Sales were up 7,500% compared to the week before.
Oh Lord.
Fallout 76 obtained a new concurrent peak height on Steam of 64K. There are currently more Bethesda now owned by Microsoft, more Bethesda games on PlayStation Network's top 25 games than there are PlayStation games. So obviously we had the Fallout TV show that's come out. I've watched the first episode. I really like it. I'm gonna keep watching it. But yeah, so far been really really good. But yeah, it's the thing we keep seeing over and over again. I think we talked about it. I don't remember if we talked about on the show, but I know we talked about it before or after. And I was like, I cannot believe they didn't have a Fallout game ready. Obviously the Fallout 4 next gen updates are coming out. I think it's next week to consoles. But I'm just like, man, like I'm stunned they didn't have something like ready to go, whether it's like the Fallout 3 remake or like fucking like just I'm not saying crunch, but like man, like moves people around. Like, hey, fucking what are you doing over there? Get your fucking ass over here. Like, oh, you work in catering? Don't give a shit. Start coding. We need you over here to get this game ready to go. Put it out now. Yeah, I mean, hey, it's still okay. It's great selling. It's selling so well, but it's like the games are like $5-10. So I don't know how much. Like I don't know how much money like it's actually making. What 7,500% more actually means when you're the world's richest company. Yeah, I don't know. That's pretty cool though. It's something we've been talking about forever and ever. Is like these companies like this is like the benefit of like putting out good quality video game movies and TV shows. We've seen that now with The Witcher. Last of Us got the bump. Obviously, Last of Us got the kind of like triple dipped because they put out like the remake, and then the show came out. Then like people started playing it more, started buying on PlayStation more, and then they put it out on Steam afterwards, and people bought it again. I've seen that with the new Super Mario Brothers, or Mario Brothers movie last year, where that movie came out, made like $1.5 billion, and then like all of a sudden, all the Mario games on the Switch like got gigantic spikes because of it. So we see that like, even if you don't have the brand new thing there, people will go and play it. But obviously, it probably helps to have the new big thing. But like, I don't know, it doesn't really seem to matter. So and also Fallout Season 2 has been confirmed, so it's pretty fucking sweet. So I imagine this time they're probably when that Season 2 comes out, probably next year. They film in September, so I'm gonna bet next year maybe. Maybe they'll have like a Fallout thing ready to go, hopefully. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Give us what we got on this one, buddy.
Well, if there's anything that we can say is that, like what you said before, a successful TV series, a successful movie, or something like that, it does pay off dividends in the world of gaming, especially if it's tied to a very popular gaming franchise. With Fallout, yeah, with the Fallout series and stuff, it had been stagnant for a while because of the blunders of Fallout 76. But obviously, with the series that just came out and stuff, leading to more people wanting to delve into the world of like the Fallout series in general, I mean, we were seeing sales like for Fallout 3, New Vegas, like 76. I mean, even the original like couple of like Fallout games for PC, all those games were on sale. But I will say this though, it's like Fallout 4 and all of its DLC was attainable for like $10. All in
Yeah,
all, that's a fantastic deal for that entire package. But yeah, these games have been out for years, obviously, but this is very much a clear sign and stuff for not only just Bethesda but also Microsoft as well. It's like if they have like another the next time they announce like another like Fallout game or something that's in development and stuff, people are gonna be fucking wanting to play that day one.
yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. Um, yeah. So that's pretty awesome. I hope Gables, when they ever make a Street Fighter movie, they just re-release the one from the '90s and just say like, just give me John Claude Van Damme and Raul Julia chewing up the scenery. You know, it's like what was it? When I came to your village and destroyed your town, that was the or when what was it like that was the greatest day of your life for me. It was a Tuesday or whatever. Like
That
man, like
was
him
Raul
going,
Julia talking with Chun Li.
yeah, he's like,
I think.
you know, like at the end, he's like, game over. Like, oh god damn, like you know what, that movie's good. So fuck you guys for saying that movie's bad. All right, give me more of that. That was his last movie. He died after that, and people talk shit about it. That's just great. That man, people want to talk about fucking Adam's Family. Fuck off, Adam's Family. Give me more fucking Street Fighter with Raul Julia. Um, I don't know. Did we? Yeah, never
Dude.
mind. I'm like, great movie. Great movie.
Dude,
I'll hear.
it's crazy that that actually could be argued as probably one of his best roles.
What the fuck? Don't talk shit. Why are you trying to hurt me
Oh.
this week, Gables? Talking about me playing smut games. You're going after Stitch for no reason, and now you're gonna talk shit about Raul Julia to me?
Oh, actually, Raul Julia I liked very much. So I'm just saying though that I really did like his role inside of that Street Fighter movie. You
Okay,
know,
I'll take it back.
but
I apologize. I overreacted.
yeah, well, hey, yeah, I actually didn't know he died like a little bit like after the film of that
Yeah,
movie. So that's kind of
yeah,
surprising though.
yeah. It's very sad. It's like it's
Yeah.
weird. Yeah. Anyway, but anyway, yeah, great. Way to go out though. Fucking just only one that took that movie seriously, probably. Or actually, probably the fact that he didn't take it seriously at all is why that movie's so great in that movie.
Probably.
you John Claude Van Damme trying to like, yeah, I'm gonna earn a fucking Academy Award for this, and like Raul Julia's like, oh man, they're paying me like way too much to do this shit movie. I don't care. Let's just fucking go. And he killed it. One take the whole thing. Anyways, moving on, Gables, some other stuff here. We talked about this like I'm kind of surprised this became a big thing this week because we talked about this a few weeks ago. Insider Gaming brought this up all the specs from the PS5 Pro. Some other people have kind of added to it and kind of talk about it more.
Yes.
The kind of the big thing I think it's come out of this is the fact that there was a YouTuber. I'm gonna pull up the article so I brought the YouTubers. I have to write it down before we did this. Moore's Law is Dead. His name is a YouTube channel. They actually posted some material about it on their YouTube channel, and then Sony had a copyright takedown of said video. So
Oh wow. Okay.
yeah, yeah. I mean, typically like we see that pretty somewhat often when there's a pretty big leak that happens. But to have something have a copyright takedown, that means that the company has to have a copyright of it. That means it
Yep.
is real. So any doubt you have in your mind of this PS5 Pro um, not happening, well, you can just believe it now. It's happening.
Yeah, that's pretty much long story short. I mean, we kind of had a feeling that the PS5 Pro existed to begin with. I mean, not just because of the rumor stuff, but also because of the trickling of things from like credible sources, obviously with Grub being one, but this with Insider Gaming and stuff and with IGN and stuff and this whole document thing popping up. I mean, it's kind of hard to dispute now that this thing is not real. I mean,
Yeah.
look at this, just look at it from this perspective. I mean, other than what Sony's been doing over the past year or some, or even towards the end of this year, there's like minimal first party games. A lot of their most popular things right there's like with their hardware sales and stuff like that. I mean, having a PS5 Pro like towards the end of the year does make a lot of sense for them. I mean, and it's also fairly telling that they felt that the PS5 is like pretty much like at its like middle of its life cycle, and now
Yeah.
we're at the bottom end of its life cycle, which that's incredibly hilarious coming to me still, because hardly anybody were able to attain that console to like almost 2 or 3 years after its launch.
Yeah. I mean, we got to remember this is like the guy that's at the interim while Jim Ryan's gone. So it's like this
Well,
is a guy that's
yes,
brought in from a
yes.
different division. So I don't know how much he knows, or maybe he's just said too much. Maybe he's actually like completely right. He just kind of said it. Like it's just like it's so stern and like so um like kind of negative in a way, like that you can't believe, like usually when they like say shit like in these board meetings, or like I think this was the quarterly financials, um like they like try to like turn it a little bit, twist it a little bit to make it sound like nicer than it is, or try to like use some salad dressing, like just kind of spruce it up a little bit so like it sounds like better than it is, or like, hey, we heard that shareholders really like NFTs, so we're just gonna throw NFTs in there, like whatever the hot topic is, AI or something. And it's like, no, like, hey, like we hit the peak. It's not gonna do better than what I did. Uh, yeah, so we're moving on. So it's like, oh, okay, it's so weird.
Yeah, that's incredibly horrible. If you're in a business and stuff, and you're trying to push a product, and you're telling people already, it's like, yeah, we're at the end of the life cycle of this device right here, and we have nothing else that's planned currently. It's like that's a good surefire way of freaking out your shareholders.
Yeah, or like gamers, and you just like just lit a match to tribalism online with the Xbox or the PlayStation.
Oh
Um,
yeah,
yeah, so yeah, I don't know. I'm still like, I don't like, obviously, like I don't think they're gonna. I think they're probably gonna announce this thing pretty close to launch. Like typically when like these new hardware things come out, they wait till it's like coming, like it's in, like
yes,
it's like a couple weeks away,
yes.
because they don't want people to stop buying the old one because they wait for the new one. Um, but I just, I could be wrong. I've been, like I said, I've before said before, I'm doing this podcast almost 11 years now. I've probably been wrong more than I've been right. Um, I just don't. What is the selling point of this thing? Like we knew, like, okay, like when the PS4, like I was like the PS4 Pro and all the Xbox One X were announced, I'm like, I don't want this fucking thing. Like, this is stupid. And then like once I saw, like, oh, okay, we're HDR, 4K, all that. I'm like, okay, I get it now. Like once I saw that thing, I was like, okay, I'm in. I'm fucking in. Like, but they also said like Horizon Zero Dawn was like coming shortly after the PS4 Pro came out, and that
Right,
was like the selling piece.
right.
Obviously, we don't know. Like maybe Ghost of Tsushima's coming early next year, and that's gonna be the big selling piece. Like that can make sense. But I'm like, what is that big thing other than, like, I'm sure they're gonna have their version of DLSS. But like we're talking what, 4K 60 is like that, like the big selling point. Which, hey, that's great, but it's like, is that enough for me to want to pay? And my prediction is $600, and the disk drive is separate. That's my prediction. I don't think they're gonna drop the price of the base PS5. I think this one will be the very expensive version of it. Um, I could see them just being 600 with the disk drive, but I think they're gonna try to separate it. But who knows? Could be wrong. But
Well, you think that? I think it's probably going to be a little bit higher than that, dude. I don't think it's going to be
think
like just
seven.
600. No, I think it's going to be close to about maybe like around close to that $700 like price range or something like that. Even though people are pretty much like at the point where it's like, hey, people pay close to the stuff, a number of stuff for certain cell phones and stuff like that. But it's like,
Yeah,
think
PCs and
about it this
shit.
way:
So
if they're gonna go ahead and push like the gaming system or something where it's just gonna tout is like maybe a 4K, like 60 frames per second type of shit and stuff like that. Of course, they're gonna try to maximize the things with the rising cost of everything. So it's like $700 console for a PlayStation, at for this PS5 Pro on top of whatever type of game or something that's going to be like a showpiece for. That makes a lot of sense. But like the biggest thing they have to try to convince consumers, especially the ones that have already bought a PS5, is like, is this really worth the price of investment? I mean, why would I? Why would I want to buy the next like iteration or something like that of the PS5 if there is other devices that can easily like outperform it in terms of the specs that we kind of desire for it. Like for example, if I'm just assuming that this PS5 Pro does like the whole whole 4K 60 frames and stuff like that without having to go to like a high performance like a
go 1080, 60,
like just go 1080 60 or just like a performance mode,
4K
where it's
30.
just either 4K or like the 1080p and some like freaking 60 frames per second stuff. But yeah, a lot of PCs that are released now can do that and then some and stuff.
Yeah,
So
but they're a
it's
lot more than $700 though.
well,
So
no, yeah, exactly. A lot of them are a lot more than say like $700 and stuff.
yeah,
But if you but even if you don't care in terms of like having both 4K and like 60 frames per second and stuff, I mean, there's not really more of an incentive to just want to upgrade stuff. Other
Yeah,
than the very die-hard people, it's like, oh, I want the next PlayStation model. I want the newest thing.
yeah,
But
yeah. I mean, yeah, I
yeah,
mean that's you're still. I mean, I don't know if I'm there for the $700 part of it. I could see it. But I could see like I can see where you come from. I think that's actually not the worst. That's actually not a bad idea because I mean, from what I understand, the PS4 Pro and Xbox One X didn't really like they didn't sell poorly, but they weren't like people didn't come out in droves to like upgrade to the PS4 Pro and the Xbox One X. That wasn't like a
right,
huge thing that happened. Like people like some like it sold well enough, but it wasn't like but also they kept the base one around. They dropped the price of the base one. Like I think like the Xbox One S was out. The PS4 Pro went down to $300. So there's a decent price gap between those two. So we're talking between difference of like 550 if you want the PS5 Slim, um, and then you have to buy this drive or 700. For that, like maybe you just pay the extra 150 at that point, and get the better one. And also, like, yeah, if this is a very niche, whatever you want to say, system, yeah, you can like, all right, cool. Yeah, we know we're not gonna get like this. We're not gonna get the masses for this one. Like if you want the PS5, you can get this for $500. But for
right,
like the hardcore, like that's the small. That's like probably yeah, like a smaller part of the audience here. Here's this one for $700, and like those people will get it. Like the big techies out there, the ones that people that have the money to spend on it, yeah, we'll probably pay that $700 to get the next hot thing, even if it's not
right.
the biggest upgrade in the world. They'll do it. Someone like me, like like maybe 10 years ago when I had more, when financially I was doing better, I would have like said fuck it and upgraded to it. Nowadays, I'm like, no, that's like, fuck that. I got rent to pay. But like I guess like if my PS5 broke and I had to buy a brand new one, I guess then yeah, sure, I'd pay the extra money. But like, like right now, knock on wood, my launch PS5 is still working, so I'm gonna just stick with that one. But also I'm like, yeah, I'm like, if unless we're talking some big huge innovation thing that we just don't understand or don't know about, I don't know who it's for.
Yeah,
But
they
let's move
really
on.
haven't. Yeah, they
Go on.
just in closing and stuff. Sony really hasn't announced like a key core factor that's going to entice people to want to
Yeah,
buy the next PlayStation yet.
yeah,
So
yeah.
who
But I
knows?
mean, they haven't officially announced it yet, and we don't know what games are coming from. So we do have sounds like the showcase coming next month. So maybe they'll
Okay.
announce some big games coming fairly soon, and then they'll use those games to kind of show off their new console. So, um, but let's move on here, Gables. Some other news this week. Nintendo will not be at Gamescom. Um, so take that for what you will. I guess they're like really they're barely there anyways. They just usually have some stations set up so you can play like
Hmm.
games that are like already out or like coming soon. Now they're just not gonna be there this year, so it doesn't sound like much. But also, I mean, you look at it like there's, I mean, like what are they gonna bring there? Like they've had some games. They've had like a lot of games coming out, like planning to come out this year, but they're like all like like what C and D tier games coming out for them. A lot of
Yeah.
remakes and like Princess Peach, Showcase, Showtime, whatever it was. So like they don't have a Tears of the Kingdom bringing this one. They don't have a new Super Mario Brothers coming to bring this one. It's like it's kind of what we expect. I think it's gonna be a pretty, I think from we all know from the big three, or for at least from Nintendo and PlayStation, it's gonna be a pretty light year from them. Potentially the big publishers, but like you keep looking at these 9.8 out of 10 indie world showcases. Might be a great year to play some indie games. Gables, is this? Do you take anything from this at all?
Well, honestly, no, not really. I think it's just a case of just Nintendo just wanting to skip out on that thing because they don't have anything like really substantial they want to do with that event.
Yeah, and I've heard people like. I mean, you can make the argument either way to fulfill whatever argument you want to make. Whether like, well, this might mean we might have a Switch 2 coming shortly after or before, or like this obviously means there won't be the Switch 2 won't be announced before Gamescom. So I mean, I've heard the arguments both ways. So I feel like you can kind of plug in whatever evidence, like whatever thing you want to say to fulfill your argument you want to make. Um, but next up here, Haze Light, who made like It Takes Two, A Way Out, and Brothers Tale of Two Sons, said they will reveal their next game this year. So I'm gonna
Hey.
I'm gonna bet money it'll be at the Summer Games Fest with Jeff Keighley. So
That's a strong
he's
chance, yes.
he's been there multiple times before. He revealed It Takes Two there a couple of years ago, and then also they obviously they won Game of the Year in 2021, I want to say. So that makes sense. Comedy Central is making a Golden Axe show.
Okay, I had to take a little bit just to
I
process
was
that.
waiting for this. I was so happy. You didn't disappoint me.
Okay, so basically what you're telling me here is Comedy Central is making a show based upon the Sega series Golden Axe.
Yes.
What the actual fuck is going on here?
This is the greatest day ever. Yes.
Dude, okay, my question is, did they show an initial trailer of this?
No, they just announced it's happening.
Okay, now I'm really concerned here because I understand I
Concerned or
understand like
delighted?
I think I'm kind of fearful of this dude because I understand like freaking Golden Axe and stuff is traditionally a beat 'em up, a lot of like things, like this high fantasy, so like wizardry type of stuff and stuff.
Uh huh.
But I don't know how I feel really of it being like like a comedic sort of show, dude.
Gables, I don't have a fuck clue. It's happening though. So it's gonna be a 10 episode animated series. Um,
Huh?
yeah.
Okay. 10 episode
I don't.
animated series. Okay, that even makes it feel even worse somehow.
I mean, hey, they do have South Park, so they have who I don't fucking know. But anyways, that's all I wanted. That's the only reason I want to bring it up because I just want to see your face when I told you. So next up here, take this with a very light salt, but there has been apparently some work rumors, discussion, whatever. Persona 1 and 2 remakes are in the works.
Well, honestly, that wouldn't be too surprising at all,
No.
considering how successful the other Persona games have been doing over the past 10 years, though. But this is finally Sega and Atlas, like, finally getting to on the ball here. I mean, let's look at it this way. I mean, it took Atlas how long to get their games across multiple systems? The Persona game series in general across multiple
Right.
systems other than PlayStation. So it doesn't surprise me that there will eventually be like Persona 1 and then 2 remakes.
Hmm.
But the last kind of rumor I was hearing is that they're more focusing on just getting out 6 first and then doing
Yeah.
those initial remakes.
Yeah. I hope they make them and then they put them on Vita exclusively. So
Oh. Here you
that's my hope.
go. Our
Yeah.
games are on this system you can't even buy
Yeah.
at retail anymore.
Yeah. We made 12 copies. Uh, anyways, that's it for like other news this week. Let's move on to what we've been playing. Gables, I'm gonna tell you right off the top bat. It's just been more Helldivers for me. That's pretty much all I've been playing. So, Gables,
Yeah.
what have you been playing, buddy?
All right, so you've played a bunch of Helldivers and stuff. I did play a little bit more of Balatro, and I
Oh,
did
okay.
sort of like the same things that I have been doing to this game, to where I've done a couple of different runs and stuff. There are some custom like Jokers or something that I have played. That there's kind of like a little bit different. Like you have certain Jokers and stuff that will give you multiplier bonuses based upon if you do a pair or a flush or a freaking like a straight or anything else like that. What I could say about this game is like this is really making me want to play fucking poker in real life because now I'm starting to learn different types of like all the different types of like moves and stuff you could do like inside of a poker game because that's the thing that poker has always been like a sort of a game to where I it's always existed but I've never knew how the fucking games like the actual game of poker worked, and so it's like learning a bit of this on top of like doing these multiplayers actually make it much more fun and easily approachable for me. But yeah, ever since the last recording we did and stuff, when I was talking about Balatro last, I mean, the longest run I've had literally was like about a little over an hour or so. But I got to ante like 6 or something like that. I finally got to like the boss bet and stuff, but I lost that one because I didn't have enough cards to do the modifiers and stuff to make it past that 20,000 some odd points I had to score within those realms and stuff. But another couple aspects about this game that I love about it is when you get to the initial like the options for like the store settings and stuff for what you need to buy during the middle of your runs and stuff. I mean, some of these cards and like other things presentable can be very much out there. Like there's an actual Joker to where it's just random multipliers. So sometimes they'll do like a times two multiplier if you're doing like when you're executing a move or something, and like it'll add like randomly a plus like a times two, or sometimes it's times 20, or sometimes it's times like 17 or something like that. But there's other times and stuff where you have like a Joker that will go and say give multiple like multiplier bonuses based upon like say if you play a specific card suit, like say diamonds or clubs or hearts, or spades or something like that. But then you have like other types of card like tarot cards that could convert certain cards to one type, or planet cards that will help increase the levels of specific types of card combinations you do. Like, for example, if you draw, say, an Earth card, for example, and it increases you having to increase the level of, say, drawing like playing a straight or playing a pair or playing like a flush, or a full house or something. Every time you execute that and then you get all these planet cards to increase the levels of it, it gives you more points every time you do that. So leveling up those particular types of card suits and stuff, or those plays, are instrumental for you trying to clear like even more like levels and attempt to get to the last bit of this game. Like I still haven't beaten Balatro, mind you, but I still love playing it. I have like about close to 10 hours playing this game, and
Nice.
that's something that I have been looking for like a card-based game. I mean, hell, I've been so much more akin to playing Yu-Gi-Oh and stuff, like the Legacy of Duelists, getting back into trying to playing that game as of late, to where I have like a literally over 140 some odd hours just playing that damn game, and that's just me experimenting with different decks and stuff like that. Like the current thing I'm doing is like an Exodia deck or something, and I'm playing through. I played through the entire campaign and stuff, the original Yu-Gi-Oh, did all the reverse duels. I've finished the core aspect of going through Yu-Gi-Oh GX and stuff, but I have not done
Yeah.
any of the reverse duels deck. I do the thing where it's like I try the story deck of like certain characters and stuff and
Mm-mm.
try to see how they work. Oftentimes they're trash because they don't have a lot of the necessary cards you can go and use in order to make it a bit workable. I mean, when you're having to top deck like a specific card in order to try to make your like move much more potent because you ran out of certain resources in terms of spells, traps, or this or that, that makes that match much more worse. It's kind of the similar type of logic when you apply it with Balatro, because if you're playing a card of like if you're playing your deck right, and like you have it specifically aimed as like say with two types. Let's say if you want to do just heart and spades or something like that, and then you just do all this stuff in order to improve that initial stuff. If you have like a mixture of all these different cards and all these different types of random stuff, it's going to be a lot harder for you to get the necessary cards you need and stuff when you discard, or when you have to go with like another move to the next time. Let's say you have to play like one card because you don't have the necessary resources in order to make it much more like substantial in terms of its multipliers and stuff. I mean, those kind of core concepts I get playing Balatro, like I had been playing Legacy of the Duelist on my PS5. But other than that, I mean, I haven't really been playing too much of other stuff. I've been more so trying to scout what type of great games that new releases are releasing, say, like on Steam and also on the other systems as well. Just trying to get something that I can initially get into. Like, I still need to try out Buckshot Roulette. I still need to try out, like, a couple other games and stuff that I have bought on Steam. But otherwise, so that's pretty much all I've been playing this past week.
All right. Well, I think that's going to do it for us this week, guys. So if you like all that, please like, follow, subscribe. Check us out. We're on everything, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all those things. Just search for us to find us, Drunk Nerds, Drunk Nerds. Leave 5-star reviews, like, subscribe, comment, tell your friends, anything like that. Really, really appreciate it if you can do that for us. We're two guys. Well, we have full-time jobs. We just do this because we love it. So if you can help us out, we would appreciate it. But I was your host. I was Tyler.
And I've been Colonel Gables. So until next time, everyone, thank you for listening to another fun-filled episode of the Drunk Nerds podcast.
And hey, Gables,
Yeah.
Sonic sucks.
Oh, I'm too tired to think of a retort.
Because there is none. Because you know I'm right. Bye, guys.
See ya.